Here's a question. Should social media be banned? Do you ever notice that you have spare time and the first thing you do is pull out your phone and start scrolling through social media? As it turns out, U.S. teenagers engaged in social media for over 3 hours a day have a 60% higher risk of mental health issues. You might think you don't have an addiction to social media and you just use it in your spare time, but have you considered it's causing side effects that you haven't even realized? 64% of Americans say social media has a negative effect on the way America is today. Good and bad views are often relative to an individual's political or other beliefs. Brooke Auxier says in an article on PewResearch.org, about 1/2 of Democrats and independents who lean toward Democrats, 53%, say social media has a negative impact on the way things are in America today. 78% of Republicans say the same. Democrats are 3 times more likely to say social media is positive than a Republican. It's 14% to 5%. Teens are more likely to use social media than adults. In the article Teen Views About Social Media by Monica Anderson, about 4 in 10 teens, 38%, feel overwhelmed by drama on social media, and 31% say it makes them feel excluded by their friends. Overuse of social media will likely cause negative effects on physical and mental health. In the article, How Much Time is Too Much Time on Social Media, says U.S. teens who spend 3 or more hours a day on social media have a 60% higher chance of having mental issues. Statistic rises to 78% when they're on social media for 6 or more hours per day. The article goes on to say, those who use excessive social media were found to have higher levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, which is a biological marker of chronic inflammation. This makes people more susceptible to diabetes, certain cancers, and cardiovascular conditions. In a similar article, it says, for young adults still developing identities, seeing these edited images of people who appear perfect cause feelings of inferiority, inadequacy, and depression. A quote by Claude Mellons, professor of medical psychology at Columbia University, said, although it has benefits, social media provides platforms for bullying and exclusion, unrealistic expectations of body image, normalizations of risk-taking behaviors, and can be detrimental to your mental health. Though there are many negative effects to social media, it can also be an important tool for effective communication. Social media can promote and connect people. Have you ever seen advertisements scrolling through social media? Review.com says 91% of businesses use social media to promote their business. Blog.getnugs.com states 79% of people worldwide stay connected with friends and family using social media. Social media can be used to spread important information. Article from PewResearch.org called Social Media Fact Sheet says 7 out of 10 Americans use social media to get news content and share information. News.getnugs.com, 46% social media users say that they got all or most of their information about the COVID-19 from social media. Setting goals and following a schedule. TimeAnalyticsSoftware.com has an article called Power of Social Media Without Sacrificing Productivity. It suggests setting goals and objectives and using social media to align screen time on social media with these goals and objectives. The same article says, quote, creating a structured schedule is essential for effectively managing social media usage and maintaining productivity to allocate specific time for social media to establish boundaries and prevent social media from encroaching on other important tasks. Limiting social media with screen time. Another way to keep track of your social media time is using an app or setting to block apps after a certain amount of time. You can set specific time each day. For example, from 6 to 8 p.m. each day, the app will be open. Or you can set it to shut off after a specific amount of time. For example, it runs a timer, and after having the app open for 2 hours a day, it'll reset, or it'll block out, and then it'll reset at midnight. So there's all these problems, but what's the solution? You may be wondering, what can you do right now to help solve this issue? One way is to implement screen time. If you don't know how, watch these videos on YouTube. If you have an iPhone, you type in how to limit the use of social media, posted by Trevor Nace. And if you have Android, you can type in set time limits on specific apps on Android, posted by How to Geek. Both are under 2.5 minutes and they're really easy to follow, and you can set these on your own phone or your kids' phones. There are faults caused by social media, whether it's physical or mental decay, bullying, unrealistic body image. Also, positives. such as social media can be used as a helpful tool to assist in daily living. You must balance the use to reap the benefits and minimize the health risks. Returning to my speech title, I don't think social media should be banned. I firmly believe that if people use social media properly and effectively, without extensive overuse, it can be a powerful tool.